welcome to our first MCN News broadcast coming to you from the Johnson Center Star Lab. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Patriot Perspective here on the Mason Cable Network. My name is Jenni Acevedo.
And I'm Britt Wright. And here are today's headlines. A Massachusetts man is accused of plotting to bomb the Pentagon and the U.S. Capitol, while parts of a controversial Alabama immigration law are blocked again.
Also, authorities say there could be more deaths stemming from a listeria outbreak.
And in sports, the collapses are complete. Boston and Atlanta are out, while the Rays and Cardinals punched their tickets to baseball's postseason.
But first, our top story. A 26-year-old man is arrested for plotting to attack the Pentagon and the U.S. Capitol. Authorities say Reese Juan Furdos planned to use remote-controlled model aircraft filled with plastic explosives. Furdos is an American citizen from Ashland, Massachusetts. He was charged with attempting to provide material support and resources to al-Qaeda for attacks on U.S. soldiers overseas. Furdos has a physics degree from Northeastern University in Boston. One law enforcement official tells CNN that Furdos posed no immediate danger to the public because undercover operatives kept in close contact with him. The investigation also involved a cooperating witness. Authorities say they began recording conversations between that witness and Furdos in January. A federal magistrate has ordered Furdos to be held until Monday when a detention hearing is scheduled.
A federal judge again temporarily blocked key parts of Alabama's controversial immigration law. The ruling by Judge Sharon Lovelace Blackburn is considered a partial victory for both sides. Even though the government sued state officials to block the law, Alabama was given the power to enforce some sections of it. The ruling means certain parts of the law cannot be enforced until a hearing on the largest issues it raised and the appeals are resolved. The case may take several months and could ultimately be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court. Federal officers say that there could be more than deaths and illnesses linked to listeria outbreak. The outbreak linked to cantaloupe has caused at least 72 illnesses and up to 16 deaths. The food outbreak covering 18 states is the deadliest in the U.S. in over a decade. Officials with the CDC and FDA say consumers who have cantaloupes produced by Ginseng Farms in Colorado should throw them out. If they aren't sure where the food is from, they should not eat them.
And now for the story that has cyberspace all of Twitter. Two lawmakers are calling for an investigation of Facebook. Congressman Ed Markey of Massachusetts and Joe Barton of Texas sent a letter to the Federal Trade Commission. Markey and Barton are upset with the social networking site's practice of gathering information about the websites its users visit even after they are logged out. It is unclear whether the FTC will launch an investigation. However, the congressman says the violation falls within the agency's mandate to protect Americans from, quote, unfair and deceptive acts or practices. Now on to some teens that have taken the saying, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, a step too far. 7 people are arrested in connection with the alleged SAT cheating scam at a Long Island, New York high school. Authorities are trying to determine whether the cheating extends to other schools. Nassau County DA Kathleen Rice says the 7 are all current or former students of Great Neck North High School. 6 of them allegedly paid 19-year-old Sam Eschengoff thousands of dollars to impersonate and take the test for them. Eschengoff is a Great Neck North High School alum who now goes to Emory University. He faces felony fraud charges. He could get 4 years in prison if convicted. The other 6 arrested face misdemeanor charges. And Britt, what is going on in the American League?
A whole lot. Well, I'll start with the Red Sox.
Please.
The collapse of the Boston Red Sox and Atlanta Braves are complete. The Sox are going home, and the Tampa Bay Rays clinched the American League wild card. Boston's lost to Baltimore 4-3. Evan Longoria's homer in the 12th inning gives the Rays an 8-7 victory over the New York Yankees, and Tampa Bay rallied from a 7-0 deficit. In the AL Division Series, the Yankees will meet the Detroit Tigers, and the Rays will battle the Texas Rangers. In the National League, the Cardinals earned the wild card and the Braves end their season. ATL loses to the Philadelphia Phillies in 13 innings, 4-3. Meanwhile, Chris Carpenter strikes out 11 and allows 2 hits as the St. Louis shuts out the Houston Astros 8-0. It was Carpenter's 15th career complete game shutout. In the NL Division Series, the Cardinals meet the Phillies, and the Arizona Diamondbacks face the Milwaukee Brewers.
Now on to the NBA, where the strike seems to be reaching a breaking point. NBA Commissioner David Stern has a stern warning for the players. ESPN.com reports he will threaten to cancel the entire 2011-2012 season if major progress toward a deal is not made by the end of the weekend. Labor talks are scheduled to resume tomorrow. The 1998-99 season is the only one in league history in which regular season games were lost due to a work stoppage. No deal was reached until January 6, 1999, resulting in a shortened 50-game season, which started 1 month later. And in college football news, the Big 12 Conference's interim commissioner says he believes Missouri will remain in his league. Conference athletic directors ended 2 days of meetings in Dallas yesterday. Interim Commissioner Chuck Nenes met with each of them individually. Missouri is the latest school to consider leaving the Big 12. Earlier reports indicated that Mizzou was thinking about a move to Southeastern Conference. The Big 12 has already lost Texas A&M to the SEC.
Big news here at Mason. After dropping to the 5th spot on the U.S. News World Report's list of top up-and-coming schools last year, Mason climbed 3 places to number 2 this year. The up-and-coming schools category is ranked based on annual peer assessment survey and determines which institutions are making the most promising and innovative changes in their areas of academics, faculty, and student life. Mason has been placed in the top 5 every year since the category's creation in 2008, when the university was ranked number 1. Across the Beltway, University of Maryland, Baltimore County achieved the top ranking for the 3rd consecutive year. Mason improved in other areas, as well as moving up 5 places to 138 in overall rankings and retaining its spot in the top tier of national universities. Mason also ranked the 69th best public school in the nation, nearly 1,400 accredited schools and universities every year.
And finally, some fun facts about this date in history. In 1992, the Chicago Tylenol murders began when the first of 7 individuals died. Not so fun. But in 2006, U.S. Congressman Mark Foley resigned after allegations of inappropriate emails. Also not fun. But one more. Just 3 years ago on this date, what happened 3 years ago on this date? Following bankruptcies of Lehman Brothers and Washington Mutual, the Dow Jones average fell a catastrophic 777 points. It was the largest single-day loss in Dow history. Okay, so this date is not so much fun, but on a lighter note, it's time for the daily trivia question.
Yes.
So, Britt, see
ready.
what you know. What you know? How many countries are member states of the European Union? Guesses?
You know, I'm going with 27.
27. Where did you pull that answer out of?
Light bulb.
See, that's Mason education dollars at work right there, because the answer is, in fact, 27.
Well, with that being said, that's all we have for today on the news from the Patriot perspective. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to tune in next week for more. Until then, I'm Britt Wright.
And I'm Jenni Acevedo, and you have just been schooled.